ప్రస్తుతం మనతో ఉన్నారు డీన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సారా అండ్ అసోసియేట్ డీన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ వికీ వీళ్ళిద్దరు బీపీపీ యూనివర్సిటీ నుండి ప్రస్తుతం మనతో ఉన్నారు. Hi both of you.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, both of you. You have been traveling all the way from London. Welcome.
Thank you.
How has it been?
Oh, so far our welcome in Hyderabad has been absolutely amazing. We're delighted to be here.
Yeah, Sarah, I want to ask you. BPP has been extremely successful in Indian subcontinent. What made it this far?
Well, there are two main reasons for this. I mean, firstly, we don't just come to India and sell programs that we already have in BPP. What we do is we work collaboratively with our partners here to develop the right programs that students from India really, really want. And we've been doing this for 5 years and we've got some excellent programs available. We're also specialists in international education. We focus on India and everything that we have in the UK is really set up for students coming to us. So we're very proud of that and we're really happy to support the students when they arrive. It's not just about the education, it's about the whole experience in the UK when they come to us.
And Vicky, BPP prides itself as University of Professionals. How can you support that? Can you elaborate?
Yes, absolutely. We are indeed very proud of being the University of the Professions, and that's all about the fact that we're a private university and we work really closely with business. We're part of the BPP Education Group, which is a global education provider, and we work with more than 7,000 businesses around the world, so that means we really understand how businesses tick. All of our tutors have worked in the world's top businesses as well as being amazing teachers and academics. So, for example, we train accountants from 3 of the 4 biggest accountancy firms in the world. We train learners from 8 out of 10 global banks and from 19 out of 20 of the world's top law firms. So in our areas of expertise, we know what businesses need when they're looking for people. And of course, that informs how we build our programs so that we know that our learners are ready to go into their careers with some of the top employers in the world.
That's nice. And we understand, Sarah, that the number of students from India have been increasing day by day, and from these past 12 months, it has significantly increased. And of course, it's like after COVID, it's post-COVID. So don't you think actually it has to be slowed down? But here, coming to BPP, it's been different. Scenario has been different.
Yeah, you would think. We're actually the second largest recruiter now from India into the UK, and we're very excited about that. I think when the pandemic hit, we thought that things would stop. We were really quite worried and concerned for our students, but what we decided to do was try to start our programs online, and we said to our students, you can study online from India and you can transition to the UK when travel opens. And of course at that time we all thought it would only be a matter of weeks or months, but as the pandemic continued, we realised that actually online learning we could do. We do everything live. We supported our students because we had many students already in the UK anyway, and that's become our way of operating, and we're very flexible now. So we have a lot of different options for students, a lot of different start dates. So the post-pandemic world for us is very much about using technology as well as the face-to-face teaching to help the students. And what we've managed to do is really build our brand here in India, and we are excited for what's to come.
Right, and Vicky, what is the education landscape going to be after COVID?
Well, I think it's going to be the best of both worlds. I think that's what's so exciting, as Sarah's touched on. You know, this huge move to digital that we were all involved in, whatever industry you worked in, whatever field you were in, and of course in education too. So yes, we are ready to go with a full suite of technology tools for our students, the kind of tools, of course, they're going to go on to use in the workplace. But the good news now is that also students are able to come together, be amongst their peers, work in the classroom directly with our tutors, so they have all the benefits of that face-to-face experience that's so important to students, at the same time as having all those technology tools at their fingertips. But most of all, I would say, the demand now from employers for those digitally savvy employees. They want to recruit graduates who really understand how to work in this online world, and we're so proud, of course, that our students have those skills when they graduate from BPP.
Yes, and Sarah, what's the support that BPP provides for the Indian students, especially they have been traveling and coming leaving their homes, right?
Absolutely, and we know this is a very, very big thing in their lives to sort of travel across the world to the UK, come to London, or we're also in Manchester and Birmingham. But the support starts here on the ground in India. Our partners here support students through the application process. And obviously to come to the UK, you need to have your great academics and also your English. And BPP offers a very unique way of supporting students to demonstrate their English skills from India. We have very special arrangements to make it very easy for students to come to us. And we have dedicated teams of engagement officers who will reach out to the students before they travel to make sure they've got everything that they need. We start their programs online so that students can make sure they've got everything set up. And when they arrive, we're there to welcome them into centre, and we're delighted now that they're coming and we're able to do everything as we used to. So it's a fantastic experience. We do have students from many other countries as well, but we're very attuned to India, and many of my faculty in the business school have worked and lived in India, so they really understand the education system in here and what the transition will be like for our students to study in the UK.
And Vicky, this is the question from every student from India, because all the students, they may fetch a seat in university, they may go and study there, but what after that? What after completion of the course?
Well, that's a really good question, and of course you're absolutely right. It's so important to students. It's about the first step on their career ladder. So, I mean, from day one with BPP, we are focused on ensuring our students are career ready. So we build that into every single thing we do in terms of how we design our programs, what the content of our programs are, so that we ensure that they are career ready. But there's so much more than that. I mean, we have a fantastic award-winning careers service, again, available from day one. It's not just for you at the end of your course. So our career service are there to support students looking for example, some part-time work whilst they're studying, just to get them going in the world of work, but of course to look for those graduate jobs too. And the good news is that once students successfully complete their program, they are in a position to apply for the post-study work visa, that graduate route into employment in the UK. And again, our teams are there to help students with that application and to support them in looking for that job. And indeed, since this visa's been available, only since last July for the UK, we've seen hundreds of Indian students successfully apply for the graduate route and get started in their careers. I think one final thing to mention is quite a special program that we have at BPP, and it's part of our MSc management. Students can choose an 18-month option, and that includes a 6-month section at the end of their studies where they can really focus on developing their career-ready skills, work with specialists, talk to career coaches, and ensure that, that they are absolutely ready to go. So from day one, we're there to support our students. That's what it's about for us.
That's nice. And Sarah, post-Brexit, what do you think are the job opportunities? Are they grown?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Brexit and I think the combined impact of the sort of post-pandemic world has created enormous opportunities for students in India, from India to work in the UK. Obviously, the landscape has changed with different rights for people from the EU who now can't work easily in the UK, and we're seeing a lot of job opportunities. What we're also seeing is organisations completely rethinking their human resource strategy. They're looking to be more inclusive, they're looking for more flexible workforce, and we're working with those employers, and we really see our populations of students as being ready and available to fill those vacancies. We're already seeing on the ground that our students have access to a lot of opportunities, both during the course and on the graduate route. And I hope beyond that as well, because obviously our employers can sponsor those students to remain in the UK if they are highly skilled, which our students will be, as that's our focus.
So what are the future plans for BPP in India?
Well, our future plans are massive. I mean, my answer initially would be we're number 2 recruiting in India, and we definitely want to be number 1. And I would like to see our numbers increase by at least 25% over the next year. But even in the 24 hours that I've been here in Hyderabad, I can see so many more opportunities for BPP. We have more programs that we want to bring to India. We want to connect up with employers here in Hyderabad so that there's a perfect circle, really, where our students study with BPP. And they don't see studying as the last step of their education, but really the first step of their career. And we want them to seamlessly go into these fantastic jobs that are here in technology, project management, change management and digital leadership. And we really hope that we can contribute to preparing the workforce for the future.
And Vicky, does BPP University provide any employment or placement facility for the students?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as I've already touched upon, it is our focus from day one. And on that MSc Management programme, we do have a placement team that work with our learners so that we can try to get them placement opportunities. And we've had a lot of success with that. And it really gives students that first taste of the real workplace. And of course, it gives them international work experience. And that's something we know that employers back here really, really value. So it is an important step for students, and we are very proud of our ability to achieve that. I mean, indeed, our ranking in terms of getting students jobs, highly skilled jobs, is one of the best in the UK, above some very, very big names. So we're very proud of our achievements in that space.
Sarah, it's like you're providing online facility, online courses and online studies too. But how far students are connecting with the online courses now in this pandemic?
They are indeed. I think it was really difficult for all students from everywhere to connect initially. What BPP did was transition to online very quickly. We had everything online within a week of the pandemic closing us down. And what we've done is really invest in various different pieces of technology over the last 2 years, whether it's technology to join classes online, technology to do your assessments online, and we're really trying to make it very easy for students to blend online study with the important face-to-face classes that we know that they want and which they need. But technology is here to stay. It's changed everything in the workplace. It's changed how we work in BPP, and we want students to understand that and use their experiences at BPP to prepare them for the world of work, where they'll probably work in a hybrid situation as well and do some things online. So the digital skills that they're going to get with us are extremely important, and we're proud that our courses can do that very easily.
And Vicky, communication is the only thing that will connect to the whole world. So Indian students, when coming to the Indian students, how do they communicate? What do you think is the communication process that they mingle with the European students or whatever the students all over from the world?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I mean, we have a fantastic specialist English team at BPP, but from my own experience of teaching Indian students, I think they're often quite surprised that they can find it a little bit bumpy at the very beginning. You know, obviously they speak English, and obviously they've often been educated completely in English, and yet they're going to hear accents they're not used to, ways of speaking, turns of phrase they're not used to. So I think it's really important for them to be open to embracing the fact that for all of us speaking English, it's a journey. There's always something new to learn. There's always young people coming up with new ways of talking and expressing themselves. And for anyone, thinking about their employment future, communication skills are critical. So I think that exposure to whole different ways in which English is spoken is really, really important for them. And it will, without doubt, help polish their English for a more international audience. And I think, that's something that we're really aware of. Whether students stay in the UK to work, whether they come back to India, we're really looking at supporting students to begin a potentially international career. And as we know, English is the business language internationally, whether you're, in Singapore, the United States, Europe, or back in Asia. Knowing that you can interact in English with people from a whole different range of backgrounds is really important. And that's certainly something that they will get in their time, both with BPP, but also, of course, just being in the UK.
That's nice. And Sarah, what are the facilities that are provided in the university or university campuses for the Indian students? Not only for the Indian students, of course, facilities are for every student, but still we are keen about Indian students, so we talk about Indian.
Of course. Well, I think it's very interesting because we're definitely the largest or one of the largest business schools in the UK, which most of our Indian students come to. We have about 7,000 students, so that sounds very big, but actually we have 4 campuses, and they're small and intimate, so we get to know our students. So we provide learning facilities mainly, so state-of-the-art classrooms, technology, library, all of that kind of stuff. But more than that, we have a virtual campus where we connect with all of our students online, which was great obviously in the pandemic, but that's remained. We also have student societies, students association. Our students are representatives on our committees, so they form a very big part of our student voice to influence how we run the university, and we're very connected to that. So I would say we offer a really, really professional learning experience, and we try to set out, in day one, think about this as the first day of your future career. You need to behave appropriately. You need to manage yourself appropriately. But it's also very, very supportive, and we get to know our students over the course of their journey with us. And we've actually got a new campus opening in the centre of London in June this year. It's our biggest one yet. It's got 51 state-of-the-art classrooms, amazing student space and facilities. It's right by the Tower of London, which many people will know as an iconic image, and it's just in the heart of the city. So if you're looking to come to London to have that experience, I think that building's got everything going for it, and we can't wait to welcome the next groups of students who will start coming to us over the summer.
And Vicky, do you have something like skill development or soft skills? Because lexicons from India are very different from European countries, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You have so many different lexicons,
Yeah.
and that need to be learned by the students.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's really interesting, the research that we've done on the skills of the future, which we're so connected to, because of course it's so important for our students. Of course technology is there, but really interestingly, so are those soft skills. The things that robots still can't do, that only us humans can do, are actually increasing in importance. So whether that's emotional intelligence or analytical thinking, all of those are featured in our learning. We're very attuned to what those skills are, and we're constantly supporting students to demonstrate their abilities in those soft skills, because actually, interestingly, the research shows that that's what employers are looking for, not only at the point of hiring a new graduate, but actually it's those soft skills that get you promoted. And I think that's so interesting that that's the case. So absolutely, it's a huge focus for us. To some extent, employers take the technical skills for granted. They expect you to have that. If you have a degree in project management, they expect you to know how to do project management. But what sets you apart from other people with a skill such as that is how you communicate, how you express yourself in so many different ways, and whether you're alert to, for example, the team dynamics and all of those things that you can expect to learn about at BPP.
And Sarah, what made the whole world to look at Europe or London, especially BPP University, all the students? Because lately we've been listening or hearing a lot about the London universities, because before this period, we have been hearing students are going to US for studies, for jobs, for whatever it is. But lately, we've been listening like European countries, they are really looking forward for Indian students to get their seats.
Absolutely. Well, the UK has a dedicated government-backed strategy to increase and welcome the number of international students, and the target is 600,000 international students by 2030. And I think at the rate that it's going, that they will easily exceed that. And India is one of the top 6 countries that's being targeted, so we are absolutely part of that. I think again we recognise in Europe is a seat of sort of financial influence and power. London, with what we do there, has got a great history of commerce and financial institutions and development, but the world is global now, and we need the influx of people from other continents to kind of shape and work with the UK on the next generation of work. So it's part of a government-backed strategy, and we recognise that the Indian students will play a great part in the future development of the UK.
And Vicky, I'm sure every employer wants a perfect product from a university, isn't it?
Yes.
So a perfect product and perfectly grown-up one in the work area, right? So how challenging it is for a university to make such a perfect product?
Well, it is challenging. It's very challenging, but I think because we're so focused on that, I mean, many universities, excellent universities, you know, have a whole range of different types of programs, and some of them are very sort of research-driven and doing PhDs and all of that. We're very focused. So everyone on our team, from our admissions team through to our student support, of course our tutors, our senior management, our program directors and so on, everyone's pulling in the same direction. That helps, but of course, we can't do it all. The students have to join us on the journey. So, I mean, I think that's really important. We put wonderful opportunities in front of our students. Those that really grasp them really do excel. And I think that's what's so exciting for us to see. It's always such a pleasure to see that finished product. I mean, graduation day is a day that everyone on the staff enjoys so, so much. To see the students receive their degrees, to be going out into the world, you know, and then when they come and introduce you to their families, it's a wonderful day of celebration. And so many of them really are. Maybe not perfect, but pretty close to the perfect product.
And Vicky, as Sarah says, we should have a clear career goals. Yeah, a student has a dream and you make a way for the dream. But what is in between that will make a student shine?
I think taking it seriously. I mean, you know, that's what university is for. Of course, it's important for people to have fun, to go out, to enjoy everything that the UK has to offer in their spare time. But you do need to approach it seriously. You need to stay on track and do your work. And if you do that, you know, when you perhaps do need something extra or you need some extra help, the tutors are always going to be ready to step in and support you. But you do have to commit to taking it seriously. It's an enormous investment of time and money for you and your family as a student. And so really making sure that you get the most out of it requires a seriousness about what you're doing. Of course, leaving some time for fun.
Thank you so much, Sarah and Vicky. You have cleared the air of many parents here. You have answered so many questions from their side. Thank you so much. ఇది ఈరోజు కెరియర్ ప్లస్ చూస్తూనే ఉండండి TV9.